If you enjoy my content, give me a subscribe, it's well worth. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to keep you up to date with the good stuff. On to the vid.
Oh, hello! It's been a while since I've actually done a Q&A in this format. I've still got the same jumper that I was all those years ago, but of course covering up my neck as much as I can. But you've probably already seen my neck on Instagram, so yeah. Out there to see. So yeah, Q&A. I've asked plenty of questions across like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord. I said Snapchat. Snapchat. And I actually haven't asked on Steam. I should have done, but maybe another time. But though, yeah, plenty of questions, more than it was over all those years ago. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So, how's life? Well, it's been a little bit weird over this last year, to be honest. It has been for everyone else, though. Let's not lie about that. Let's not beat around the proverbial bush that is COVID-19. Yeah, it's affected our lives in many ways, more ways than one. But we will pull through this, and we will sort it out. But generally, how's my life going? Like I said, a little bit weird. I will tell you a little bit later on because that's one of the other questions. What are your 2021 plans? It's simple, just be much more sociable out there. Just try and work with more people, and hopefully try and probably get on my own feet and just try and be more productive in my life, really. Just try and be more productive. That's all I'm going to say about that. Does a scar hurt? Now, as you know, I have two different scars. One here, which is when I removed my thyroid, and one here where I removed my carcinoma tumour from my left lung. A large scar here, but it's not necessarily it hurts when after surgery. I mean, for this one in particular, it still feels a bit numb now, but it feels even more number back then. The only thing that was painful was the insides, because my lung was still trying to get used to its new surroundings and getting caught on my ribs all the time. And not to mention, for the first couple of nights, well, for more than the first couple of nights when I tried to get into bed, it was painful, really, really painful. Now I can just move about like this and not have to worry about any pain. And whereas like the first week or week after or so, I was very, very scared of actually just trying to move around just in case I was like going to be in pain for the most of the time. But I feel much more better than I was when I came out of that surgery. As for this scar, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it was painful for the first day or so. It was a little bit. It was sensitive, and I couldn't look up as much as I can because I feel like pulling on the stitches. And it was just a painful experience, really. It was a painful experience, but I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I'm on the mend, and I'm just blessed, really. So what are your plans for the NRW and for Squire Visuals? Oof. This is a good question. Now, of course, the LRWO has been going on for a good couple of years, and I'm still trying to progress as much as I can with it. But of course, progress needs funds, and I'm trying different ways to try and get funds through graphics designs and commentary, just as now. But I am trying to progress as much as I can with what I can. I've got a good bunch of drivers on board, but I haven't heard about the news that the FSR might reduce on the drivers down. I have to leave with some very difficult decisions of who to keep, who to let go, or even to put into reserve roles. Because that's what my main plan is. Just try and make sure that everyone's still on board, but to make sure I have like contingency plans left, right, and centre to make sure that no one is left out as much as I can. So it's a little bit difficult if you think about it, but I'm just trying to get through it as much as I can. As far as the Squire Visuals is concerned, as I said, just trying to start it out as much as I can. Got my first couple of monies going in for the first couple of graphic designs. I'm hoping to push on a little bit more, but I have been told many times that the graphics design business, in terms of just getting different logos out to other people, is practically an empty market because not many people are going to be asking for rebrands nowadays. I mean, to be honest, they wouldn't do, but in this climate, I'm saying. But I'm keeping myself options open just to make sure if any takers are out there, and also because I operate on a lower budget than other designers would do. What any designer would do when they're first starting out, really. I'm just still trying to get learning on a bit. But those are the main plans for the Sky Visuals, and also it's replacing Avid Sports as my sport broadcasting platform. So yeah, that's pretty much on the works. But though I have much more plans, and hopefully I can just reveal them over the next couple of years. SRL or FSR? FSR. It's going to be FSR. I've been in that league, whether it's in racing or non-racing form, for 8+ years. I came there when I was in April or May of 2012, and yes, there's been awkwardness and sometimes there's been banter between much more people there. But I put the most work, as much as I can, in FSR than I have in any other league that I have done. And yeah, granted, SRL just started out, but I helped out with some places there. But my heart and soul is always with FSR. My heart and soul is always with FSR. That's all I'm going to say. What is your opinion on the Queen of England? I do genuinely feel sorry for Elizabeth. I do genuinely feel sorry for her because she's overlooking one of the worst UK governments in history under this Tory government with Boris Johnson and so on and so forth. And it's just not working out. And the fact that she has no proper control over it, only has to give royal assent to many bills going through. The Internal Markets Bill being the Home Wreckers one of recent latest, because that means we'll be practically putting a stop to every single devolution in the UK that we've been building up for the last 20 or so years. As far as the Scottish Parliament goes, as far as the Northern Ireland Assembly, and of course as Welsh Parliament, aka the Senate, going forward. And hence why many organisations, including the likes of Yes Cymru, Yes Scotland, Unify Ireland, Rwbrach now, I think that's called, the Independence Party for Cornwall, and now recently the Northern Independence Party for the North of England. They're trying to make sure to separate themselves from this government because they are fed up and they want change. We all want change, and unfortunately Brexit is just going tits up. The only positive thing about Brexit we can say is Article 13 is not going forward. That's all I'm going to say. And if you don't know, Article 13 is basically the censorship of the internet. But though as far as independence goes, I really just hope that it goes through. But I'm not counting chickens as it goes forward. But though all things aside, I do genuinely feel sorry for Her Majesty. I do genuinely feel sorry for her because she's just witnessing one of the worst times in our history. But she is trying to reassure us that we will meet again. Practically. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. What is the current situation with the sim racing documentary? Now, as many of you know, I tried to do my sim racing documentary 2 years in a row as part of my college final major project, but first time round I didn't get it done in time because, well, I just ran out of time. And B, well, it's the obvious, isn't it? The COVID-19 pandemic, and also I don't have the proper facilities to work out. I mean, all I've got is just a blue screen and a bonkers setup. And I want to talk about bonkers, I'm going to talk about all over the place, just like not the right equipment, to be honest. But once I get more funds in, you know where to help me. I can genuinely hope that the documentary can go forward, but right now, this moment in time, I just feel it's stuck. But it is on my mind, not like with Zerka and Illuminate, if you know what I mean. But I am genuinely hoping to get this cinematic documentary over the line. But there's also the other thing that's been hit into the works is that Matt. Yes, look at you, Matt, is doing his own sim racing documentary. But if it's a different title, then I'm all gravy. He can do his documentary on sim racing, I could do my own documentary on sim racing. Just mine will be a little bit more better in quality. What is your opinion on the equations at Manchester United? I knew this was going to be a question. There's only one man I do genuinely feel sorry for at Manchester United at this moment in time, and that is the manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's been put between a rock and a hard place as far as Manchester United is concerned, and the fact that last night we just lost to Istanbul Başakşehir by 2-1. Yeah, you could say Ole is at fault for some parts of it, but you have to understand that Ole has been put into this situation by the board, by the CEO, by the owners. Those are the only ones that put him in this place. No one else. But though, and people are still going to be saying that that is Ole's fault. It's always going to be the manager's fault, and they're never going to realise it's going to be the board. I'm sick and tired of just having to explain to 24/7. It's not going to be the manager all the time. It's not going to be the manager all the time, but they're not going to believe it. I actually just talked with someone on Twitter earlier today saying if it's because there's rumours that our next manager is going to be Mauricio Pochettino. What happens in a couple of years' time when he's going to fail, and the manager after that when he's going to fail, and the manager after that, and after that, and after that? How long will it take to realise to the fans that maybe it's not just the manager? And you know what one fan called me on Twitter? Delusional. So I blocked him. Practically, don't waste my time saying it's the manager's fault, because sometimes it ain't the manager's fault. He's been put in a situation, we need to deal with it, and until we can actually find a proper owner to get that sorted out over the line, I'm afraid we're stuck. But right now, I'm just trying to ignore the situation as much as I can, because I don't need that stress in my life anymore, to be honest. I don't need the stress, especially with all these things happening to me and what's happening in the world right now. I don't need the extra stress of Manchester United right now. That's all I'm going to say. Any chance of you competing in the race as a driver and now the hot laps coming back? I tried to compete in the SRL Italia series, but pre-qualifying was just shite for me. And also the hot laps coming back. I am not likely, that is, but if I feel the need to bring them back, like this one, then I might make an exception. But right now I just don't feel the absolute need for them to come back. And that is practically all my questions. If you've got any questions of your own that you'd like to ask, don't forget to leave a comment down below. If you want to help me fund this, then either you can donate to me via Streamlabs or to my PayPal. Those are the only places that you can help me out. But other ways you can help me out is to like, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you soon. But until then, ta-ra.